Will come to order. Rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
They had, isn't, Lisa here?
Is she busy with election stuff? Did you need something from her?
Well, who's gonna keep the records and so forth?
It's being recorded. So
Yeah.
we can get it. Yeah.
All right, we'll have roll call.
Trustee David here. Supervisor Johnson.
Present.
Trustee Haskins. Here. Trustee McKay.
Here.
We're all here. We have a quorum.
I need to do that one there.
Oh, yeah.
If you know.
Oh,
Yep. You threw that
Okay.
back.
Trustee Blanchard is not present. Trustee Mankey is not present. And Joyce Faracco not present.
Thank you.
That's excused.
Excuse me.
Okay. FOIA appeal. Mr. Dwyer, FOIA appeal. Number one item, the denial of the FOIA request for records from Supervisor Randy Johnson's Facebook profile, and two, the fee estimate that was provided to Mr. Dwyer. At this point, we're gonna turn over the gavel to, our attorney Seth Coates.
And so, well, thank you, Randy. So what we're here for today is, Mr. Dwyer filed an appeal on a request that was received on June 7th by email. And, the appeal by Mr. Dwyer, was that the township received, by email on June 7th regarding, he requested there were two different requests. The first was records regarding Supervisor Randy Johnson, regarding his Facebook page. The complete unredacted list of blocked users, unrestricted accounts, or any users otherwise prevented from viewing or interacting with Facebook profile ID number 125522756 in logs, metadata or records indicating the date and time specific users were added to the block or restriction list for that account. Copies of any direct messages, removed comments, or hidden interactions sent or received by the account pertaining to the township business from November 1st, 2025 to present. The records regarding Trustee Blanchard's Facebook profile ID 615-761-868-27155. The complete unredacted list of blocked users, restricted accounts, or any users otherwise prevented from viewing or interacting with Facebook profile ID 615-761-868-27155, and Corinne's handle, Scott Blanchard, Bedford Township trustee. Any logs, metadata, or records indicating the date and time specific users were added to the block or restriction list of this account. Copies of any direct messages, removed comments, or hidden interactions sent or received by this account pertaining to township business from November 1st, 2025 to present. So those are, that's the appeal, and typically what we do is we would let, Mr. Dwyer who filed the appeal, speak to the township, about why he filed the appeal and what he's doing. So I think that was probably a good place to start to hear from Mr. Dwyer.
The reason I filed the appeal is because I didn't get any response within 5 days. And when I did get a response, it was 2 weeks late, and it was from the law firm. And they tried to turn the clock back on the 10-day extension and claim it retroactively.
So, okay, I believe the 10-day extension was issued, but
No, it wasn't.
Okay, so to move on.
I received no response within the 5 days.
Okay. So on June 30th, 2026, the township granted in part and denied in part appellant's request and issued a cost estimate of $251.30. The appellant submitted a written appeal on July 2nd contesting the following. The fee estimate provided to the township of $261.32. And number two, the denial of his request for records related to Supervisor Randy Johnson's Facebook profile. The appellant is requesting the following relief. This is the relief I'm I believe you're asking for. So if I say something different, let us know, okay? He's requesting the fee be waived because he claims the information side is in public interest. 2, he is requesting the release of records from Supervisor Johnson's Facebook page, that he requested. No, that's what I have written. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah,
May I ask a question first? Are we on a time limit with Mr. Dwyer, or is he open to speak or?
Typically what we would do, Shannon, is, I mean, he'd be able to speak, but
Okay.
I mean, it is his appeal.
Sure.
So we would let him, talk and
Okay.
about why, what I see here is, he said here the requesting the fee be waived because the claims and information side of the public interest. We can talk about that. So what happened was the denial regarding the release of records from Supervisor Johnson's Facebook page that he was requested. So I can talk a little bit more about that, but if Mr. Dwyer has anything additional to say, we could hear it.
Thank you.
The request was filed on June 9th, and the 5-day deadline puts that on the 17th. I didn't receive any notice or any response until long after the 17th, and it was from the law firm, and it attempted to turn the clock back and retroactively claim the 10-day extension after the 5-day deadline had already expired.
I mean, I'll look to confirm, but my understanding is that the township issued the 10-day extension on but I'll work with them.
Normally she does do the 10-day extension, especially when it's stuff that she sends straight over to Seth's office. It automatically has a 10-day extension on it.
Okay. So we would have that via email.
This omission or forgetfulness, it seems to be an ongoing thing with the township clerk. Got to post a notice on the on the website about the compensation committee in June.
Can I say something? Those are timed. So when a Facebook message or something goes on to the webpage, that is timed. So it was on there for the time that it was supposed to be on there. When it expires, it automatically removes itself off from there. So it was on there.
I'm sorry, what are you referring to? What?
The compensation committee.
The compensation committee, notice was posted on the Facebook page, but not the website.
Okay. I'm being told that it was on the website and that it was
It is
timed
now.
out.
It was posted in July, not June, when it was supposed to be.
We will look into that.
And this is the first of 2 FOIA requests that have been delayed past their deadlines. My most recent FOIA request is for BSNA data, and the law firm responded to that one 3 days too late. They got the extension filed in time, but the extended deadline was missed by 3 days.
So regarding that, with speaking to the clerk, I think she and I were under the impression that assessor sent those out. And I don't believe that's what happened,
Correct.
but we did, as soon as that happened, I think,
We were on the phone
I mean, we were
immediately.
all after, I think it was the better part of all afternoon with the
Yeah, it was
SNA.
about 4 hours.
So our assessor didn't do that and then
That
you
was
guys
our
picked up the work.
understanding.
Was she on vacation?
She was on vacation.
Yeah.
But Seth and I worked once we found out that that stuff was not done out
Oh, yeah.
for about 4 hours.
Okay.
At least it was, I mean.
You had 2 other
Yeah,
attorneys.
me and 2 other attorneys.
And then, yes.
There were no costs associated with anything with that. It was just, once we got the records, figured out from DSNA, it just got sent over that same afternoon. There was no cost estimates or nothing like that associated with it.
And our assessor got that in time to get that taken care of?
We did it.
Yeah, but I mean before that, she was noticed, had a
She was
notice.
noticed she had noticed immediately the day that I received it. Because she is the only one that can pull the FOIAs from BSNA.
Okay. Yeah, there's like a program that we believe converts what he was requesting for, because it's a fairly common type of request, and we don't have access to that. And then
Okay.
we were under the impression went out, and like I said, once we found out there was an issue, we got it done that after.
Mhm.
So but again, there was no, he should have all that information, there was no process.
Was that going to our 3-day late? Was that, in that process?
I'm sorry?
Was that the process of the 3 days late? For that reason?
That was, I believe, I don't recall how it got brought up to us. I think maybe, did you call the township or you emailed somebody? I know he emailed I think he emailed, a bunch of us. And then when we checked, and I checked the township, that's when we realized that, the assessing records, did not
Did
go
not
out.
do it.
Immediately
The
that.
most recent request I sent was email, and it was the request for the audit trail, and I didn't get the audit trail. And
The audit trail for your property?
Yeah.
So everything that we have from BSNA, he received.
From 2003.
Yeah, everything, that's it. Like, we don't, even if records, information exists somewhere, if it's not, if we don't create logs, we just give what we have. And that's what, everything that BSNA had was produced to him.
Mhm.
Okay. Did he request 2003 moving forward?
He requested everything.
From
But
to today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
combining two different FOIA requests here. The one that the hearing was scheduled for is the Facebook data, not the BSNA data.
No, the BSNA one, I believe, well, I'm sure we can with that.
The BSNA FOIA is closed?
Yeah.
Did you provide the information? Okay.
Is that
The
your?
BSNA,
I'm sorry.
the BSNA FOIA, didn't give me the information I requested. I requested the audit trail, not
That's all we had.
That's all that BSNA. Yeah, there, you just can't go in there and pick and choose what you want to pull off from that system. You get what they say you can have, and that's that. So we gave you
I
everything.
got the audit trail on my first FOIA request. This is, this is 3 FOIA requests I've filed since May. The one I filed in May was for the audit trail on a building permit. And it proves that Mr. McCarty entered the wrong date on that building permit, because I had a canceled check that shows otherwise.
That he didn't change the date on it. He processed it after he was told to go ahead and process it. It sat on his desk because it wasn't a full amount for what a permit would be. So he didn't know what to do with it at that time. When you had addressed it, I said I would look into it. Then we were digging around and it still wasn't processed. He had given it to me. I processed it. So he couldn't add it in because it wasn't the full amount for what the permit
The check should have been sent back.
Randy, how did you deal with that?
He never sent a check. Mr. Dwyer never
The
sent a
check.
check.
Yeah, the check came from,
Someone else?
yeah,
Right,
the guy that was
but for that
doing,
property?
yeah, the
Right.
guy that
Yeah,
was
so
doing the
there
work.
was nothing to send back to Mr. Dwyer. He never sent a check.
But we honored the price that was on the check instead of the full.
Correct.
Okay. So you didn't go after him for the difference?
No,
Okay.
He got a $65 break because the check that was submitted to us
Mhm.
was estimated by a guy who had done work before, and he thought that's what the fee was. So when I found out it was the wrong amount, I wavered and said we will just accept the money that the contractor is paid, because he was pretty upset about it. But he didn't pay. First of all, he didn't pay the right amount. He didn't pay anything. He never paid us nothing.
Right, but it was paid in regards to his property.
It was my money given to a friend, because I don't have paper checks.
You have a, sorry. Bottom line, if you had a receipt for payment or checking account where it came out or something, the $65 we would have refunded to you, but you never paid anything. You don't have a receipt for anything. End of that story. So go ahead, Scott.
Okay, so to continue then, So I think what we'll do is we'll just start with the first one. I'm requesting, so FOIA does provide that a search for a public record may be conducted, or copies of public records may be furnished without charge or at a reduced charge if the public body determines that a waiver or reduction of public interest. Because searching for or furnishing copies of the public record can be considered as primarily benefiting the general public. In this case, the fee was charged because, based on the time that was spent by trustee Blanchard to pull the relevant records from his Facebook page. Trustee Blanchard said it took him 5 hours to locate and examine the relevant records. Based on what he told us, we just estimated on our end, and again, it's an estimate, 1.5 hours of time to review the records that was produced by Trustee Blanchard, the necessary redactions, and to ensure that all records were responsive to the request. Regarding Mr. Supervisor Johnson's Facebook, the request for pulling his time, for any time connected to his Facebook page. No charge was added for Supervisor Johnson's time pulling the records from his Facebook page because it was determined that the Facebook page was purely private, which we'll discuss below. And there's a social media and public officials. There are times for someone's personal, even if it's private, their Facebook page can also be considered an act of the taxpayer speaking on behalf of the township. But we'll talk more about that. So I think at first, what we should do is talk about with Trustee Blanchard what efforts he had to undertake, pull relevant records, and discuss what would need to be redacted or reviewed by the township attorney. The board should not be concerned with whether Johnson's Facebook profile is public or private, only just the cut estimate. So with Supervisor Johnson, there wasn't a cost estimate. There was no, it was just a matter of reviewing his Facebook page. So for Scott, Scott's not here. So what I can tell you is I know he did do a lot of time in seeing what he could to pull all of the records off his Facebook page, or the website. It was something like, from my understanding, it was a website that was available to the public to submit questions. Like that was part of it. And then there was that was taken down. And he sent our office a thumb drive of it. We have it. Typically what happens is once we receive something, we wait to see what happens with the cost estimate before we go ahead and start the redaction process. So, I can't speak for Trustee Blanchard, but those were my conversations with him. That's what he told me. I know based on the conversations I had, like there were several, and it did take a little while. He was talking through what he was trying to do. But that's the information I have on Trustee Blanchard and his time connected to.
That's irrelevant because he's not here to speak for himself.
But he's not here. I'm just telling you how the cost estimate was prepared based on the conversations. That's all I can say. And that was reflected on the cost estimate that we sent. And as far as how the time was calculated, that was sent to Mr. Dwyer.
So just to clarify in my mind, Trustee Blanchard's Facebook page was considered public?
It was I believe it was a website.
Okay.
And
website?
I believe
Yeah, Facebook
a
page.
Facebook page website. So, and I'm not on Facebook, so it's a little harder for me to understand all of it. But yes, it's my understanding that he had a Facebook page that was dedicated purely for municipal, for the township. Okay, so there's no doubt that it was a township, like it felt it would be subject to FOIA. So people could submit questions to there, and my understanding people were, submitting questions. And then eventually, it got to the point where he took it down. I don't recall if he blocked or didn't block certain people, or if comments were turned on or off. But the point was, he took it down at some point, and the request was for records pertaining to that website. They are public records. It's a matter of how long it would take him to pull them, and I was told about hours.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just want to clarify that. Yeah.
And so he did get those pulled?
Yes. Did we have that there? Yes, we have them on the thumb drive. I can drop them off to our office.
And is that able to be pointed, or does that not fall under it?
The thumb drive?
Right.
Or, yeah, I believe so. That would be all the records that he had. So, if someone would accept them on a thumb drive, then we could make a copy, otherwise we would just print out whatever's on there.
And do you redact any of that?
So what we would do is, we haven't opened it yet, but we would open it, see what it is, and then print it out and then figure out what we would need to do. Or if it's in PDF format, there might be a program where you could redact on PDF.
Okay.
Like that.
And Supervisor Johnson's page was not under that at all because that was his private page.
Right, and he submitted here the Linky, case, and we did look at that, because typically what I do see is that you do have public officials that have private website or private Facebook pages, and, whatever, they'll talk about whatever they're doing in their private life, but then they'll also say like, whatever, something about township business. I think the easiest example I could give, like, I was at a board meeting once here, and the fire chief was talking about the pancake breakfast that they did recently. So like, if there was something on someone's website, like their personal Facebook page, and then it said, oh, by the way, fireman's pancake breakfast on such and such a date. Like, yeah, then that would be, a public record, because now it's not state action essentially. You're speaking on behalf of the township at that point. And supervisor is authorized to speak on behalf of the township. So when we went, three attorneys went through it to see, is there a way that there's anything on there that could be construed as far as speaking on the behalf of Bedford Charter Township? We did see that, Randy, you had your name, I think it says Bedford Supervisor on your Facebook page. That in and of itself isn't enough. It's like a job title essentially, but it's of the other things. Like, what am I saying on behalf of the township? Like, hey, come to the planning commission meeting, come to the board meeting, come to the pancake breakfast, whatever it may be. Like, that's where it falls. So you usually see, like I said, sometimes we run into issues where it's blended. That's cool, of course, recognized. We didn't see that here. Now, Randy, you know your Facebook account a lot better than I do, so it'd probably be more helpful if you spoke to how you operate your Facebook page. And
Okay, I have administrative 4 other pages. Page called Obamacrats and Other Liberals. A page called Kick the Bums Out. A page called The Creek. A page called Calhoun County Black Democrats, and my personal page, Randy Johnson. Now, the Calhoun County Black Democrats, which some people joined, we blocked because they weren't Calhoun County Black Democrats, and it's a private group. The page called The Creek is just it's a neighborhood page from Washington Heights, and people who grew up there, and it's a private page. Calhoun County, Obamacrats and Other Liberals, open to the public. It's a political page. Nobody's blocked. Kick the Bums Out. It's a satirical political page. Nobody's blocked. Comments galore on there from both sides of the fence. My page, Randy Johnson, a personal page with my family, kids, friends, what have you, has always been specifically for that. There's no politics on it, or if there is, so be it. It's my page. Nothing ever representing the township of Bedford at any point. I defy anybody to look back at it since the creation of the page. It's my personal page. I can have who I want or not. There's been no advertisements for pancake breakfast, elections, nothing. It's a personal page where my family dwells. And for somebody to say, well, I could post on your other 2 pages, but I want to post on the page that's closest to you for your family. I got other pages for you to post on, but you want to post on my family page, I'm not going to allow it. So I blocked the person.
all right, so I think you heard what he was saying. There's 4 pages that he operates. Some are public, some aren't, but his private page is his private page for his own use.
And should be, right?
Yeah. Did you block people or remove comments or anything like that?
Actually, the only people I blocked Mr. Dwyer on my personal page that he wants to say because in his mind, he had a thought that I was thinking something, and it makes it public. That's an opinion, but it surely don't make it fact. What's in his brain. So I blocked him off my page, and I probably I blocked him again on the Calhoun County Black Democrats because he and a couple other people in the township who tried to troll the page were not Calhoun County Black Democrats, and there was immediate pushback when people saw him on there, and so they were blocked from those pages. But those are private pages.
Do we know what post in regards to already speaking of that he blocked wire for? I'm just curious.
Yeah, you
I
got
agree.
it. You got it in the packet.
Okay, okay.
If you don't, I'll show it to you.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Family is family. Those are your private pages.
just a couple of information, I'll point a couple of points out about, the Linky case.
You don't have it?
Yeah.
Let's see. I sure want you
There's
to have it.
really no such thing as a private Facebook page because you don't own Facebook. And you're not a consumer of Facebook, you're a commodity.
Yeah.
You're being sold to advertising.
They have rules and regulations. Facebook does and Meta does, and if it wasn't able, people wouldn't be able to block. They wouldn't have block on there. There's rules and guidelines on Meta, and it gives you the opportunity to block.
Mhm.
So therefore, I exercise my opportunity to block. If you have a problem with their format, probably should sue Meta, but not the format that they preside to people.
This post I'm seeing is the June 6th. My contacts are so right, June 6th. I don't see where it mentions the township.
It doesn't.
Right, it
It's-
doesn't
it's
mention
in
the
his
township.
brain.
It's just, to me, I guess that's his opinion of credit cards and tapping with your phone, but it doesn't mention the township here.
It was
So-
posted about 5 days after I posted the YouTube video of the
Mhm.
transaction that I had with the treasurer.
Okay. But with all due respect, we can't prove that that's what he's insinuating either, or going back to your post. In my personal opinion, I don't see where it says Bedford or anything on this. No,
It doesn't.
no. If that's the one that he's referring to, I don't see that either.
That's it.
This was the only post that you were,
Yeah,
okay.
So just one more time on the Winky matter, there's a two-part test. The first part is the official presents the actual authority to speak on behalf of the state, which would be the township. So what happened was the Supreme Court stated, in regard to this problem, the official must have actual authority rooted in written law or longstanding custom to speak for behalf of the state, or in this case, the township. So yeah, I mean, the supervisor can speak on behalf of the township. I don't think there's really anything there. The official purported to exercise that authority when he spoke on social media. So, and that's kind of what we're talking about. Like, were we speaking on behalf of the township? So, generally, a public employee purports to speak on behalf of the state while speaking in his official capacity or when he uses speech to fulfill his responsibilities pursuant to state law. If the public employee does not use his speech in furtherance of his official responsibilities, he is speaking in his own voice. Okay, so that's what Randy's saying, right? Like I'm talking about whatever he's posting is in his own voice, not on behalf of the township. So, if he said something on behalf of Bedford Charter Township, will be on the lookout for, whatever the type of scam. Well, yeah, then that's different.
That would tie it to Bedford, but
Yeah.
this is not right.
So, and because of this, and what Mr. Dwyer is saying is, he believes that Supervisor Johnson's Facebook profile has been converted to a public profile subject to FOIA, and exercising township authority because he posted about a credit card technology and governmental surveillance. And in quote here, I had shortly after I posted a YouTube video exposing the clerk and treasurer committing a serious credit card security infraction while possessing a FOIA payment. And then, as we said here, upon review of Supervisor Johnson's Facebook post, the post that we attached at the end of the document appears to be the post of the post in question. And from what we saw, we didn't believe it was speaking on behalf of the township, but the board, you get to review that, and if you think it was, then it was, and if you think that it wasn't, then it's private in nature. So that's the summary of the appeals, how we saw it. Generally, when you do an appeal, there's, regarding, Mr. Dwyer's appeals, the first would be, the actual FOIA appeal cost, $151. You could, deny his appeal, you could grant the appeal and reduce it, or you can waive it for it being in the public interest. So maybe first start with whether or not you think it's in public interest. Is that a matter of public interest regarding, that would be connected to Scott.
The reason the Supreme Court ruled the way they did in the Lindsay case is because a Facebook block is global. When the treasurer blocked me the other day, after I replied to one of her comments on the Parks and Recreation Committee Facebook page, that block was global. If she posts anything on the Township's Facebook page or any other official page, I can't see it. I'm blocked.
Okay, so
Yeah, I did, because it's harassment.
No, it's not harassment.
I'm talking, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you right now.
It's bordering on cyberbullying.
Yes, and it's also defamation of character that he's drawing us through, dragging my name through the mud. I'm not going to allow it. I will lawyer up. I don't have to put up with it. I don't need to be harassed. If I want to block him, absolutely, because you're not going to come at me like that when I've done nothing wrong.
What site was this on that he came at you?
Oh, it was Tony's Parks and Rec, and she asked about, are these toys good enough? And I said, absolutely, to give away.
Mhm.
And he came after me underneath that. Then came after me again because my husband's seen it.
No, I didn't.
It's the third.
Oh, I
time
gotta
he's done
file
it.
everything
You don't have that.
on Facebook.
You
All
have
the
to.
cussing, all the absurdities that you put on there, all the lies.
By the First Amendment.
Well, don't say you didn't say it, cause I got it all.
That's protected by the First Amendment.
Well, yeah, I know, I understand that, but you say
You're
things.
mischaracterizing my comment.
Me?
Yes.
Well, you did not mischaracterize mine. I have money to attorney up, and I absolutely will if you continue to harass
To
me.
I'm
cyberbully
not
people.
harassing you.
Yes,
I'm
you're-
asking
you're
you
harassing me
questions.
now.
You'd like to be questioned.
What question did you ask me?
I asked you when we were getting credit card kiosks.
You know something?
It's not underneath the FOIA request, so therefore, when it is,
Need to speak of that
Yes.
today.
You know-
absolutely.
You know what's ironic about this? That post right there.
Mhm.
Before I put that post up, in one of his rants, where he always uses profanity, calls everybody all kinds of names, derogatory stuff, I did put it, if you could see on one of his comments, I told him the kiosk, I said, that's a good idea. He never seen that.
Mhm.
I always thought it was a good idea.
Mhm.
Then, when he read that right there and put up a lot of rants and raves and cyberbullying and agitation and profanity, that's all he does on Facebook now is profanity. I said, that right there, if you read it in the context before another post, I got a digital wallet. I use all the anybody who knows me in this office, I'm the gadget guy. So he didn't understand what the theory of that post was. Cause like I said, I have a digital wallet and showed it to him. So now he's putting in his brain it had something to do with him. It had nothing to do with it.
Some of this stuff, he doesn't know what we're working on from behind the scenes.
And I do know that they are
That's
moving
the problem,
forward.
behind the scenes.
But,
It's not
but they're moving
transparent.
forward, right? Since you brought that up, they are moving forward in the office, and I can verify the administration is moving forward to get us more up to date on accepting credit cards, where it's not on the computer, right, Christy? That is going forward. That is being worked on.
That is
So-
on the computer. His is because we don't have tap to pay.
But
So
the allegation came up with her, well, she took my credit card and went somewhere.
Deep down into a dungeon in the back
But
of my office.
if you went to the Red Lobster or somewhere, I'm sure you took the card and you put in the thing, they take it and go somewhere.
Correct.
So it's no different than in here,
Correct.
So
And it's been that way for years. I mean, that's been the process. I don't know. It will be nice to move it forward,
But,
agree
yeah,
with that.
swipe and tap that's today's technology.
Yep. Yep, and this is a good example to move that forward. So that could help. Mr. Dwyer, that would help your situation that it is moving forward on the credit card
Yeah.
information. Okay, great.
And if someone who is not blocked by the treasurer could go to the Parks and Recreation page on Facebook and verify my comments were not harassment, I would appreciate it.
Or check the 4th of July one, where I also purchased everything in here for the 4th of July that he called me a liar and he's got swamp property to sell you to if that was really the case. That all the inside decorations, but that's not harassment either.
Well, I guess that's our question, Seth. If all this comes down to harassment, is there a right to block somebody if that harassment is proven? If, I'm not saying you're harassing Mr. Dwyer, but if that's the case, where does it fall that somebody can block somebody for harassment so that we don't have to keep coming back to this all the time?
Yeah, so with First Amendment, there are gonna be categories, and that's what I'm actually looking at people right now. There are categories of like unprotected speech. First Amendment is gonna cover a lot, but there are some exceptions.
Mhm.
This is something that we need to look at. Maybe that is more gonna be comment specific than it would be, probably the general rule.
Yeah.
So I think, I would probably need to see whatever statements we're referring to and then look at what, the case law, how the case law interprets that.
Okay.
It is, I mean, First Amendment is broad, okay, about what it protects. It protects a lot, but it's also not absolute.
Right. Well, that's where we need to see our fine line there. Maybe you can send that to Seth.
Seth, let's take a 1 minute of break.
Okay.
Okay. Back in session, for those board members who would like to have examples, and you, Seth,
Oh, yeah.
I'd like copies of those, yeah.
here's a file.
I guess the Seth.
There's a pattern.
Are these copies, Randy?
No, if you want to put the copy.
Okay, copy
You
all
have to
these.
make copies.
That's the Seth, and Seth will make all of us copies. Okay.
Proves a pattern of cyberbullying.
Seth, you want to see those, and Cody, can we get copies of all of those? Maybe each of us, yeah.
You're a public official,
I'm a private citizen too.
you're a public official, you don't like it, resign.
You're out of order right now.
Doesn't bother me, really. And your opinion doesn't really offend me. Can't offend me because I'd have to value your opinion if I don't.
Well, we're moving past the point of opinions and all this stuff, and you're right, we need to move it forward with a decision. If you're done, Mr. Dwyer, then we can move forward with a decision.
And just real quick, these are, what am I holding? These are comments that were made.
Yeah, all that.
Comments that were deleted, or you're looking for.
No, they're not deleted. Those are his daily comments.
Okay.
Here on our township website?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right, so getting back into proposed motions for each appeal. So regarding Mr. Drying's challenge to the fee assessment that's connected to Scott's, you could deny his appeal and uphold the estimate of 261.32. You can, decide to reduce it, to whatever amount you think is appropriate, or you could grant the FOIA appeal, and waive the fee entirely as being in the interest of public interest.
So the FOIA for Randy is off the table, right?
So
We're
for
not
Randy,
doing
there
that.
was no fee.
Right,
So
okay.
it's only connected to,
Okay.
Scott Blanchard's, cost estimate.
And that's the 261, that would be what he submitted to you, print all those out, give those to everybody. So my only one question I do have, Seth, is that my concern is the 10-day was filed, and then were we 3 days behind on that, for sure?
No, I don't believe so. It was my understanding, that this was timely. That was my understanding. Chris, I know you've worked with us on this sometime. I got the 10-day extension here on my computer and it won't open, but what was your impression as well?
I don't have the 10-day extensions on. I don't have those emailed to me, but I know that Joyce is pretty on top of anything that comes straight over to you between you and
Yeah, she usually sends
Yeah,
the 10
she
day out
sends
almost like.
immediately,
the same day.
yeah.
Immediately.
So the question was a 10-day and then a 3-day late on your 10 days, is that correct? No,
No, that's not.
The
correct.
5-day.
This is the appeal on the FOIA request that I filed when I gave you guys those green folders.
Okay.
The 5-day deadline for that was the following Wednesday. And I never got a reply. I got a reply from the law firm on, I think it was, June 30th. And they tried to turn the clock back and retroactively claim that 10-day extension after the 5-day deadline had already passed.
I'm looking at an email here from Joyce on dated June 29. I mean, she confirmed that the response deadline is June 30th. That's what she, in the email, is what she told us. So, again, like I said, it's my understanding that she sends these out like immediately upon receiving them. So you get the 5 business days, not calendar, 5 business days, and then 10 business days after that.
The FOIA request that I emailed,
Did you email that on June 7th, I think?
that's not the subject of this appeal. The FOIA request I filed on June 9th here at the meeting is the subject of this appeal. I've sent another appeal request for the most recent FOIA.
Yeah, I still checked out to June 30th, Mr. Dwyer, because it was, you sent, what'd you say, 9th? The 9th?
The June 9th was the filing date, so
So if it's received
June
on the
17th was the 5-day deadline.
correct, and she did the 10-day extension. That's my understanding.
No,
She did the
she
10-day
did not
extension.
respond within that 5-day.
So I'm gonna step away for a second.
We're gonna
because I'm
stop
gonna
a minute. We're gonna go.
if I can.
At that. So we'll hold off a minute. Thank you, Christine.
The reasons for this appeal is in the first paragraph of my memo.
Can we wait just a second, please?
Hmm?
We're gonna wait for Christy to get back, if you don't mind, so we can everybody can hear the same thing. Thank you.
Okay, so Christie, you handed me a
With a-
letter that was,
That would have been sent over to you, yeah.
yeah, on June 11th. Yeah, the 5 days was done. Yeah, I mean, this was the 10 day that went out, June 11th, and then it says that the 5 business days, and then it did the 10 day extension, and that brings us to June 30th. But yeah, I don't really know what to say. This all went out, the letter's right here.
And that was sent to Mr. Dwyer as well, emailed
I'm
or?
not sure if
Yeah,
it
I
was,
believe that they all
Okay.
went out, and
Okay.
because we.
I would have to see it to confirm.
I mean, so.
Yeah, no, I never received that.
Just the email was sent.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
So that was not, I would have just of what was sent.
So that's my, look, I don't know,
Alright.
my understanding is it goes out, I
Can
don't
we see
have,
that?
I'm sorry?
Can we see
Yeah.
that? So Joyce isn't here, so we can't ask if this would be an email or snail mail or both. But we're understanding that it did go out.
I actually believe, thinking back now, there might not be an email. I think there were some documents that were mailed.
Okay.
As well, because this one wasn't emailed. There were others that were emailed and there was email communication that way.
Mhm.
But I recall that there was, I recall on a Friday, we were at the office and the question came up of, we need to send this out because we got it from
Okay.
Joyce. The
Okay.
township was closed on a Friday. And yeah, we weren't sure if Joyce sent it, so we sent it on a Friday.
In the mail?
Yeah,
You
that
guys
was
did
the-
yourself, okay.
So that was.
I remember that conversation.
What?
So you guys-
I remember that conversation.
So that would have been, looking at my calendar. June, right, June 9th, you said? June 9th would have been a Tuesday.
Yeah, and this
It
was
would
the
have been the
11th.
12th, and that's dated the 11th.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I recall that, and.
So your firm sent this yourself?
Yeah, because I
Okay,
remember we were talking to Christie, and we weren't sure if the
It was.
township did it, so.
just double,
mailed
Yeah.
it.
okay.
So, I mean, I can't speak whether it was to you, but I know we mailed it.
Okay. Are you ready to make a decision or where we at? Is there anything else, Mr. Dwyer?
My whole reason for, starting to, attend these, board meetings was, because of the, behavior that some of us in this room witnessed before the meeting started. When, Mr. Wolfersberg, I believe he needs to be terminated, and possibly, prosecuted.
Well, that's Randy's department. I think Randy will talk to him or whatever the case Randy chooses to do, but that is his employee. Correct, Randy?
It is,
Okay.
and your concern will be taken under consideration.
So that's noted.
Okay, is there anything else? I mean, I know we have to have public comment at every meeting, but was that, I think they're referring to your appeal, was there an additional for your appeal?
My appeal is based on the lack of response within the 5 days, within the 5 day, window. So,
But the 5-day window, we're saying we did make that 5, we did not go beyond that.
That's my recollection, that it was filed on the 9th, and then our office mailed it, not emailed it on the 11th, Friday the 11th, and we confirmed that with Christie.
Okay,
And then we sent it out this week, certainly got, or that went out, and
Okay.
then, here we are. So I do think it was timely, if you didn't receive it, I'm, sorry I didn't receive it, but our office did send it out. So that's really all I have in addition to, the cost estimate. And yeah, I mean, Scott's time was 5 hours, is what he told me it took him, and an hour and a half, especially I know Bedford's got a lot of FOIA appeals. We've been really, on our end at least, going as minimal as possible, because I understand that we're trying not to be a block on it, so we're
Yeah.
trying to make it.
Yeah. well, absolutely. If somebody wants a FOIA, we need to make sure we can get that if possible. I think we're ready then. You guys ready?
Or are you gonna make a motion?
Well, I want to discuss first my thought.
Okay.
And then everybody should. My thought is if we were lacking, then I would agree that this should be cut in half or completely gone. But Seth, you're verifying with me, it was sent out, everything was up to date on all the things that were sent out. And unless Mr. Dwyer, you can prove that different, then I'm not. I don't know that we should cut that in half if we're getting the correct information that everything was sent to him properly. And again, Mr. Dwyer, if you can prove it wasn't, then we would look at that again.
I was expecting an email response and I didn't get one.
Did you contact the township to say you had received it? And I know it's not your job, but did you send anything for proof that you didn't get it? Asking the township or anything?
I sent my appeal request on the day after the 5 day deadline.
Okay. Okay. What are your guys' thoughts?
I kind of support what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I support it also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Randy?
The total 261 is for this time dealing with Scott.
Mhm.
Correct.
So that's the positive, right? It's gonna be, yeah, I mean, that's what we had here, is 261, that was based on what Scott did. And he was the only person, with FOIA, it's the lowest paid employee, he's capable of doing it. And now, I mean, Scott was capable of doing it. I don't know if anyone else had that information, so, yeah, he told us 5 hours, and then that's how everything got calculated.
5 hours of our lowest employee?
And if I'm hearing it right, Mr. Dwyer is saying it should be reduced because he didn't get a notification of something, but what, I don't understand.
I think he's saying you're saying he never got the 10-day extension, or the initial. I'm sorry, you said he never got like the initial response within the 5 days, I believe is what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's where maybe there's a disconnect. He's saying he didn't get it. We mailed it out, and I mean, there's no paper trail or something like that, right? Like an email. So, yeah, I know that was discussed at our office, and we mailed it out because that was the method of how it was received.
So basically, if he didn't get it via email or something, he's saying the township should be penalized something for being untimely, which I'm trying to understand, is that the logic?
Well, he's saying he basically didn't receive it at all. Through the mail that you're saying
Yeah,
was sent.
And there's no way to prove that he didn't receive it through snail mail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Unfortunately, that's where it's at.
Hmm.
I mean, if that's the case, I can maybe see if that's all we want to agree on, maybe taking the 6132 off and still charging the 200 because there was work put into this. I mean, if everybody feels comfortable with that, but at this point, we're doing what we're supposed to do, and I can't see just continuously giving away FOIA requests for free. We're setting a
Taxpayers'
precedent
money.
here. Yeah,
Taxpayers' money.
absolutely.
My thought is, people can always say I didn't get something in the mail.
Correct.
And since the climate we live in, and FOIA has become a popular thing to bring some kind of, something against the township to inconvenience them. I don't think anybody's gonna, those who like to do that are gonna say, use the mail as justification. Well, I didn't get it unless we send everything out registered. But I'm not sure that we don't do that. We may, do we send things registered or we just send them through the?
First class, I think.
Mhm.
Just regular mail.
Yeah, that's all we're required to do, I think.
Well, that might be something we think about in the future.
Mhm.
But since we're in that catch-22, I wouldn't be opposed to lowering it $60, $61, because right now, it's like he can't prove something, we can't prove it either.
Mhm.
And in all fairness, we can't prove that he got it,
Mhm.
but we can prove that there was time dedicated to come to a cause. So I wouldn't be opposed to lowering it to $61 and what is it, 25 cents?
Minus-
No, minus the 6132.
Yeah.
So that leads me to a question, Seth. Can we have a form here in the office that anybody fills out a FOIA, they fill out this form as well with their email? If they want email contact as well as snail mail, then they could put that on there and sign it. And then that would make us a little more responsible to say, we're gonna email it, we're going to snail and email. And then they have the right to fill that out. If they don't want an email, then we won't do that. But that's where we could put their email on file. I think we legally can do that. And then it's covered for us and for.
You could, yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes, your question, yes. But also too, if someone just submits a FOIA request outside of that form you have, it still needs to be processed, even if it doesn't include the.
Right, but maybe we can even put that with a FOIA request online,
Yeah,
the form.
that's-
This is what you do, you fill it out, how you want it, and then we follow that. We'll have to follow
Yeah, that
that.
would be-
And then we're both covered, the person filling out the request, and the township is covered, and we don't have to deal with this on who did what here, because we don't have any proof. We
Right.
don't have proof he didn't get it. We don't have proof we sent it.
Right.
But, we have to also trust you, the attorney
Yeah,
as
no.
well.
Yeah, I understand.
Maybe that's something we can put on the
Yeah.
agenda for next
Yeah,
week.
a basic form. It's not, nothing.
I think that's.
No, it's nothing inundative or anything. Well.
Well, discussions are finished.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll
Are we done?
entertain
Any other
motion.
discussion?
I believe
The number one.
FOIA law has a discount clause for late, being
Yeah, you
late.
do, it's like 5% a day, I think.
Yeah.
So, I guess then,
Up to 50% of the original quote.
I think that's right, so. And it was right, it sounds like they're willing to reduce it. So I think maybe that would be. I think that would exceed 5% even if it was.
That does exceed the 5%, taking the $61 off.
Hold
Yeah,
on, let's, So,
5% per day, up to 50% off the original quote.
okay, how many days is that gonna, let's do the numbers on
Do you have
that. Let's do the numbers on it.
I don't have my phone, so does anybody have a phone I can look at the calendar?
I don't even have, I can't look yet. I mean, I thought it was a calculator. Okay, got Morgan, hang on. All right, what day were we looking at?
It was submitted June 9th at a board meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So is that considered weekends as well as that?
No, it'd be
No,
business
no.
days.
Business days.
3, 4, 5 would bring me to the 16th. And then you got the response on the 30th, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, so,
you
so,
said it, so.
yeah, so on the 30th, so 17th, 18th, 19th, 3, 8, 10. So it'd be 10 days, assuming that it actually wasn't sent.
10 days at 5%.
Off of the 261.
So I think the 61 taking off is more than the 5%.
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
wanna reconsider. We wanna revisit that.
Mhm.
Maybe I want, let's grant him his 5% per day. I make a motion.
Yeah, I'll take the 61, that's.
I'm making a motion that we give him what he asked for.
We don't have a fixed number yet, though.
We
Well,
don't.
let's figure it out.
So over 10 days at 5% of 261.
You already agreed to 61.
We didn't vote on anything.
Yeah, we didn't vote and you asked us to do the 5%, so.
Either way,
Did you figure it out?
No, I checked it. It's not working.
So I
10
got,
days, 5% comes
Mhm.
to.
Of 261.
so I had $13.05. Okay, so when I did my calculator, I did 261 minus 5%, and I got $13.05. Which I think that tracks for 5%. So if you did 13.05 times that by, what did we say, 10?
Yeah, we're looking at 130, 1230.
130.50.
130.50 off the total on that
That
5%.
would be at 5%. So that,
5% times 10 is 50%
yeah, it works out
It's
to be
the
about
5% of the
Of
total,
daily.
isn't it?
per day.
Per day.
per day. So I mean, math could get a little complicated. If you just do 5% of the 261 for 10 days. So like, okay, so 5% of 261 is $13.05. So if you do 13.05 times 10,
135.
$130.50, which quite frankly is about half of the cost estimate of 260, cost of 261. So it works out to about 50%. Or it works out to 50%. Okay.
Off the total.
Yeah. So instead of 261, 32,
Be 130.82.
130.82.
130. That's the cost estimate. And then there would be a 50% deposit. So whatever that would be,
$65.
$5.
Mhm.
And if after all of that's done, if it turns out that there really wasn't that much work that needed to be done, then you get reimbursement of the balances. Okay, does that make sense? All right.
So if we took it to 130.82, half. You're proposing rating the 5. And fair enough, but again, moving forward, if we get that form, we're covered,
Yeah,
they're covered, we don't deal with this every time.
Yeah.
So 130.82, 261.32, we divide that in half. We're down to 130.82, is that correct?
Correct.
And then half of that would be 65.41 that you would have to pay. So that make 130.82, you're responsible, Mr. Dwyer. Half would be 65.41 that you would need to pay to get it started. And the remaining balance when you get your information.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to take it from 261.32 down to 130.82, have to be paid 65.41 at time to get the FOIA moving, and then to be paid 100% the other 65.41 upon receiving of the information.
Second.
Okay,
Yeah, second.
okay. And then moving forward, we get that form right away. Yep, and then we're covered.
So roll call.
Yep.
Supervisor Johnson.
Before I give you my notion, my purpose of reconsidering that is going forward. I don't want to discourage people, believe it or not. I don't want to discourage people from getting their proper information and FOIA. I don't want people to think it's punitive and we're punishing them because they ask for information. That's why I reconsidered. And I'm voting yes.
Great, and I agree. I think they have a right to get their information. We just need to make sure we follow some protocols, so we're not in this situation every single time.
Trustee Shannon.
And one more thing, I want to make sure that our office was not late. I want to make sure that it's stressed. It was not our mistake this time, administration. And the attorney saying everything was filed properly, so we do have to go with that. And again, Mr. Dwyer, if you prove that different, let us know.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I'm good.
Trustee McKay.
Yes.
Treasurer Davis, yes.
Motion. Oh, yes.
4 yeses, motion carried.
Okay, there is nobody here to speak at public comment.
We still
Mr.
gotta
Dwyer.
do,
Number two.
Number two, regarding your Facebook page. So with number two, there was no, cost estimate. It was so, you don't really need to consider anything about cost estimate, and whether you want to adjust that. What it's essentially is, it was denial because it was determined that based on what we saw, that it didn't engage in state action. So you would either uphold that or you would, reverse it, which would mean he would get the information that he's requesting for. So a lot of it's what we talked about earlier, and just what you need to review is Randy's private Facebook page. From what you saw on there, does that satisfy what he's speaking about township business? So that's what you discussed there.
If we're strictly going by that post that I seen,
Yeah.
if that's the same one, I don't see where he mentioned Bedford. And if he would have, it would be a different story.
Yeah.
But he didn't mention Bedford in that post, correct, Randy?
Right.
That's my thought. What's your guys?
I have the same thought.
Yeah.
It wasn't mentioned.
So if you're gonna uphold it, then that would be, you would uphold the denial of the request. So if you have your sheet in front of you, it would be option A instead of B if you're gonna uphold the denial.
So I'll make the motion to uphold the denial
I'll
of Mr.
second it.
Dwyer's request for Supervisor Johnson's Facebook profile for the reason that Supervisor Johnson was not engaged in state action and his Facebook profile is purely personal account.
I'll second it.
Okay. Like on the roll call?
Yeah.
Supervisor Johnson,
Yes.
trustee McKay,
Yes.
trustee Haskins.
Yes.
Treasurer Davis, yes. 4 yes. Motion carries.
Now we do public comment that Mr. Dwyer can speak. Is that correct? We want to do.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
But, public comment is 3 minutes.
Only thing I really want to say is that, I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to, I'm telling you, you've got a bully on the payroll. Mr. Wolfersberger, harassed me on my private property, violated my Fourth Amendment rights. And when I complained about it, I got blocked. Trustee Blanchard was the first one to block me, and then the supervisor blocked me, and, just recently I was blocked by the treasurer. My First Amendment right to redress grievances is being denied. And, I think maybe we could, kill 2 birds with 1 stone and, schedule the next, appeal hearing that, I requested on the BSNA data. Is that acceptable, or do we have to wait for the next regular meeting?
Yeah, so I did check that before we came. It's considered accepted at the next regular board meeting, but if everyone's here and you're able to.
We can accept it to that.
maybe to-
Yeah, we don't have a full board.
Right, but then maybe they can't accept it. Maybe they could figure out a date tentatively upon them accepting it, if that works, because everybody's together. So if you want to do that now, or wait till.
I probably would wait
No,
until the
we
next
can't do it
meeting.
now because
We're missing 3 board members.
not only that, we're in such a transition with the BSNA, file format and the changing of the programming. They don't have like what do you call it, journal
I don't
of
think
events.
it can be scheduled at
So therefore, what's he saying?
We're just talking about scheduling, but I think that's already.
Yeah, well, the next board meeting.
Yeah.
One more. Thanks.
Yeah, I think we're pretty right. We're still full board.
Okay.
I've got 30 years experience building websites, and yours is broken, and it was broken by the vendor. And, it's been broken ever since it was launched.
Are we doing privilege time?
He's got the time.
All I have.
Okay,
Are we doing privilege time for the board?
It's time for personal privilege.
Thank you. I'll start. Thank you, Mr. Dwyer, for bringing all this to our attention. I do think that we did a good job looking into it. Again, if you have anything different, let us know. And I think that we satisfied everything today. Moving forward, we'll get that form right away and start making that mandatory. I think that would be a good thing to bring to the board. Thank you.
I agree. Thank you, Mr. Dwyer, for coming.
I'll be back later with some money.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
I
I
haven't used my credit card this time. Thank you. Are you done?
we haven't
We're
adjourned.
finished our privilege time.
This is just our time.
You know, if there is, I would like to say if there is things that are broken and somebody wants to give their personal opinion on how it should be fixed, I really do feel that we could go about it a different way. And if somebody's upset with somebody in here, why would you want to take it out on everyone? I just can't even wrap my head around that. I mean, all I did the one day was take a payment from you and you've come after me. I've never said a cross word about you. I don't have a problem with you. There has never been anything. But if you want to give your opinion on how things should be done, why can't we just do it in a civil manner? And why can't we just all get along? Why not? We're not out to get anybody. I am just here doing a job every single day, you know, to the best of my ability. And if something's broken, let's talk about it. Let's fix it. But to treat everybody the way that we are all being treated, I'm very saddened by that. And I would like us all to just get along and do better and stay on top of stuff, and let's focus and let's get on to things that really matter. There's some things that us as the board, we don't have any control over.
I agree completely. And, the reason I'm upset is because of Jim Wolfersberger's behavior. And you're in charge of what he does.
I'm not
She's
in
not, our
charge of
supervisor
what he
is,
does.
and he's gonna deal with that. He had just said he would deal.
I am
with
in charge of taxes, correct? He said that. I'm in charge of taxes.
Yeah.
We as a board make all of the decisions, but that's not,
Board voted to hire him.
sir, I was not here when the board voted to hire him. I don't know what has happened, what has went on, but you're taking it out on all of us and it's not fair to all of us. And I'm sorry that it's went this way for you, but like, why can't we get along? Why can't we? I mean, I'm not a mean person. I am a very likable person and
I'm not a mean person either. I just want my government to be accountable and transparent.
I'm accountable. If I do something, then absolutely, let's do it. But anyway,
Moving forward.
thank you for coming. Randy? Jean, did you have something?
Jean did.
If I know Randy looks.
He did.
Okay.
I'm sure.
My criticism is not personal. It's about your job performance. Don't take it personal.
If my job performance is, I do quite well, thank you. Just because you don't like one item in there does not mean my job performance is under, because it's not. But I'm working on that. I'm working on your concerns, so thank you.
Now I do have something to say before I hit my gavel. Your comments are personal. You call people everything that I don't even want to put on record. Profanity is turned into a cesspool of profanity. And some of the things you say are based on a misconception of what you think and how things operate, and they don't. But you're right. We are public officials. So you have the right to call me or her or anybody up here the things that profanity that you put on Facebook. But the facts that you perceive aren't always correct. And what I mean by that, you have told me many times, he says that the supervisor is dedicated to run the website. I've explained to him in writing and explained to him verbally on the phone that townships, clerks, and cities, what have you, clerks have always been the keepers of the deeds, the records, and the Facebook page is a social media page, but what we're required to have is a website, and that's run by clerks common across the nation. But he has in his mind, because I'm the supervisor, I should be able to tell the keeper of the website what to do or not. That's my responsibility according to him and others. He determines up here what he thinks everybody's job is. So then he goes into a cyberbully and all the stuff that he puts on the internet. And then after he's called you these derogatory names, he says it's not personal. It is personal.
It is, but we all have to learn to separate that, I guess. And,
No, we don't have to do that. Some people have to do that.
okay.
Some people don't have to do that.
Mhm.
You're not going to lump people's religion, their personal feelings, their character, and the way they conduct themselves, and somebody's bad behavior, and say it's the norm. No, it's not the norm.
I'm
And
not
everybody does not have to accept something.
Yeah,
If she's offended, she has a right to be offended.
absolutely. It didn't say if she didn't.
I'm saying it.
Mhm.
You don't have to say it.
No.
And you can't speak for me or anybody else. If you won't accept his bad behavior, that's okay. But she has a right to be offended, as I am at times, the things that he says that are so vile and uncommon, to the fact there are people here, and I will attest to it, who are afraid of this guy. They've expressed that to me.
I haven't given you any reason to be afraid of me. And
I'm not afraid of you.
clarify,
Oh, no, I'm not afraid of you. I said there are people in our dwelling that are afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you at all. So I'm done with that.
Thank you.
clarify a,
Public comment is over with. Meeting's adjourned.
Thank you.